Hello, everyone. So in this video, I'll be explaining this code that will help you with your assignment. And so in this code, what they want you to do is it's under Morak, Morak underscore Python, and you go to exercises, and then chapter 2, it's under that, and you're going to be selecting this test scores.py file. So what you can do is from your Explorer, you can actually right click on it, do copy, and come in here and on your project folder right there, go right click on that and paste it, and you can actually paste the whole file in PyCharm just like this. Or if you don't want to do that, you can actually open that in text editor from there and copy all the code here. But the easiest way is just copy and paste the file here right there. So I have two files right now, main.py and then this one, which is test underscore scores.py. All right. So I just wanted to explain what this code is doing a little bit, so that would help you finish the assignment. This time I'm actually not going to do the whole assignment for you. I'm just want to get you guys started on the assignment. So obviously these are just print statements, and when you run it, let's actually run it first, and I'll explain what's going on in the code. So hopefully by now you have actually seen my lecture videos that explains variables and input statements. They're posted in the main section, the learning resources. Please, if you haven't seen it, make sure you go watch it. All right, so this is the first time I'm running it, so let's run it like this. Nope. So they actually haven't recognized this. Let's see, how else can I run it? Let's take this out. We don't need that. Do they have anything? No, it's pretty simple. Should get out into the current file. All right, let's try it again. I'm actually going to delete my main file. That might be causing some problems. All right, so let's delete that. And now let's run it. And main doesn't exist. And run this. Okay, here we go. Now it recognizes it. I'm not really sure what was going on before. So what this program is doing, it asks the user 3 times for their test scores and totals it, add it to the total, and divide by 3 to get the average, and it rounds it. So it's going to ask me input 3 times right there, and that's going to be, let's say, 50, 60, and 70, and it spits out the result, and the total score is 180. It was out of 180. No, so it was 50 plus 60 plus 70 equals 180, and the average is 60. And it just prints out by, and that's it for the program. What else? So if you're running this program somewhere else, and you want to see the result, what it actually prints, sometimes if you run it in idle, it just the whole window just disappears. So what you can do is you can actually, sorry, right there. So you can actually open this, add this at the end, and then if you have a separate window popping up, that is some of the cases if you're running idle or different software, you can stop it from going away. Sometimes as soon as the program ends, it just disappears, the result. So if you can run it like this, what's going to happen is you can add 70, 80, and 90, and at the end, you see this right here, the stop the program right there. That means the program is still running. It's waiting for me to enter something right there, because I have an empty print input statement and the program is still running. So in PyCharm, you actually don't have to worry about that. You don't have to include that. But in like idle or anywhere else, you may have to do that to stop the program. But that is for some other thing. All right, so what's happening is they have 3 print statement that is just actually printing this top part, test scores empty. Make it bigger. This line empty print statement, then this line and this line, just to format it nicely. That's all they're doing up there. Then they have total score equals to 0. They're initializing a variable and they're setting it to 0, and they're actually doing an integer at this point because they actually have a 0 set. They don't have 0.0. And then they have a total score plus equals. So plus equals, what that's doing is it's adding whatever the user enters. So it starts from in here. So it prints the message to the user. That's the input. Whatever the user enter comes in as an input. It gets converted to integer and then gets added to the total score. So before it was 0, if the users enter 50, the total score variable is equal to 50 now. So plus equals just means whatever the value was before, added on top of that. And same thing here, they ask another time into the test score, ask the user for test score, convert it to integer. Remember, anytime you ask the user for something, it comes in as a string. And if you're trying to do math on it like we are, it's not going to work. So it converts it to integer and then adds it to whatever it was before. So it was 50 before because we added 50 here. This would be 50. 50 plus 60 would be 110. Remember, we're not assigning it, we're adding it to the total. If we were just assigning it, this would be just equal sign. We're not assigning it, we're adding it to the total. Whatever it was before, added whatever the new number is. The same thing here. At the end, the total score becomes, I think mine was 240. So 240 comes in here, dividing that by 3 because we have 3 test scores, right? So 0 actually doesn't count because that's where we're starting from. So divide that by 3 and it's actually rounding it. So if there was a decimal number, it actually rounds it. So the round function exists in Python. You can actually use that. And we're saving that as an average score. So we have a total score. We're creating a new variable called average score, and we are storing that value in average score. So at the end, we're just printing everything out. Total score equals total score. Average score equals average score. This right here is just skipping a line, moving on to the next line. We can actually do that with 2 print statements. One print statement would be this, and the next print statement would be this without the end. Right there, right? And in this assignment, what you have to do, you actually have to create separate variables for each of the score. So in that case, you're not going to be using the plus sign. You're only going to be using the equal sign. So you're going to be creating new variables 1, 2, 3, and then you're going to be displaying each of the scores, and you pretty much have to do the exact same thing. But right now, they're only using 1, but you have to use separate variables, right? Any questions or concerns about the assignment, please let me know. I'll be happy to help you. Email me or stop by during my office hours. Thank you.